one. So, the defendants in that case were major participants in the criminal activities. So I think there's a chance that precedent might also provide a different support. But either of those two ways are plausible. And I would note that,
See, for me, man, this is just a little, too little and too late. So now Donald Trump wants to make drug dealing a capital offense. And you have many religious people jumping on board, particularly from the conservative side, who want to get tough on drug dealers. Okay. Well, where were you when crack cocaine was introduced and flooded into the black community? Many of which the sources of crack cocaine were non-black. But now you want to get tough on drugs. This whole issue of fentanyl, and this is another example of how there is no concern and no sympathy from the nation state, which is nothing other than a giant tool and instrument, sometimes blunt, that is leveraged by a certain contingent of white America to privilege themselves and to disadvantage to essentially disadvantage non-whites, particularly black folks. So yeah, as the young kids say today, you can miss me with that one.
do you think about that?
See, the other thing that's missing too in his, we need to get tough on drug dealers like they do in China or in other parts of the world. This sounds great as tough rhetoric, which is all this orange goblin is capable of doing, is that if their policies of killing drug dealers actually worked, then we should have a statistic 20 or 30 years ago, we started executing our drug dealers, and we haven't had any issues of the transactioning of drugs or illegal drugs since we started executing drug dealers 20, 30 years ago. We haven't had any incidents of drug trafficking. And yet, all these years, they've been executing drug dealers, right? All this time, they're still going on and doing it. So it really shows the ineffectiveness of capital punishment on deterring crime. So once again, this is all style over substance. This is nothing other than a continuation of the great orange pumpkin of Charlie Brown's reality show.